Hour number 2 of Orange Nation underway on ESPN Radio. It is 1 o'clock on a Thursday, and that means it's time to be joined by the Hall of Famer Jim Boeheim, brought to you every week by Oswego County Mutual. No Paulie today. Stephen Fonte, Mario Sacco with you as we welcome in the coach now. And, tough one to swallow, Coach, on Monday. You guys played awfully well, and it just couldn't quite close the deal at the end of the game. I guess let's start with your overall assessment of the Miami game.
We didn't play any defense in the second half. That was the game. Nothing more. The stretch, any stretch game, anything can happen at the end of the game. Simple. We're behind against Notre Dame, and Judah scored, I think, the last 7 points or 7 of the last points of the game to win the game after having a really bad game. He had a really bad game, probably not great, not terrible, not a good game, but at Miami, but he's going to be in the game at the end of the game. He tried to make a play and didn't make it. But there's no way on earth that he wouldn't be in the game at that stage. He won the Notre Dame game, the first Notre Dame game, and 2 or 3 other games that we needed to have a play to win. He made the plays. He's our best player. There's no way he wouldn't be in the game. But the problem was our defense. They killed us on the boards. They scored 48 points in the second half. And it was simple as that. It's not like we made a ton of mistakes. We made less than a normal amount of turnovers. We made some really good plays. But at the end of the day, we just didn't stop them.
Coach, coming into the year, Judah, when I interviewed him, he said, I came here to play for Coach Boeheim and to learn from Coach Boeheim. What's the lesson and the teaching moment that you give him after a game like that?
He had a bad game. It happens to everybody. I don't know why people are talking about this. He's had a great year. He's playing great. He's made great plays at the end of games consistently, and he made a bad play at the end of this game. That's the bottom line. Don't do it again. I guess that's the lesson.
Fair enough.
That's good coaching, yes.
This isn't rocket science here.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me as well. But here we are, 3 days later, and we are still. I don't quite understand it either, Coach. But
I don't know who's talking about it. Nobody that knows anything about basketball is talking about this.
Yeah.
So I don't talk to those people, and I don't listen to those people. So unfortunately, you have to. It's your job.
Yeah, right.
I on the flip side of that, and going off that and looking at the performance of Joe in that basketball game and how he's been able to, and you've touched on, develop a different style of game. He was backing down guys. How do you kind of curtail the green light with Joe sometimes and find a happy medium, so to say?
In terms of what with Joe?
With, how he's developed his game more than just, the outside shooter and coming off screens. How do you curtail, having him have the green light and, finding his game, so to say?
I'm not even sure what that is. I'm not sure what your question is there. I don't know what you mean.
When you look at Joe and how he's played over this last couple of stretches of games, how have you seen his game, develop more, so to say? And, how do you lean back, the green light all the time with him?
I really don't even understand what you're talking about. He's our best shooter. He's a guy that can score. He's proven he can score. It's not a red light or green light. If he has a shot, he takes it. But he's done that all year. He's pulled up on people. He's backed people in. He got a good mismatch in the first half and got to the back down. That's not usually part of his game. It's really the first time we've seen that from him. And he took advantage of a matchup situation, and that's smart basketball. But he's a guy that we look to score. I'm not sure what you mean. I've never been sure of what people say when they say green light. What does that mean? If any of our players, Chris, Justin, Benny's now shooting very well. has a shot, they should take it. Joe Girard has a shot. He should take it. Is that what you mean by a green light?
Yes. And at times, in the basketball game.
Well, who do you think has a red light?
It's a good point. This
is just nonsense, Mario, that people talk about that I don't know what it means.
Do you feel, I guess, in the context of a game that sometimes he's taking bad shots and on the flip side?
Seldom.
Yeah.
Very seldom.
Yes. That's where I was getting at red light, green light.
Very seldom.
Worded badly by me. I apologize.
Coach.
And also, have you ever watched Steph Curry play?
Yeah, you could say he takes bad shots too, I guess, but when he can pull up from 35 and hit it.
And so can Joe Girard.
Yeah.
Maybe Munir's got a red light from 3-point range.
that would be, yeah.
He has a red light. He has a green light around the basket.
Right, exactly. I know nobody's happy with the loss. I was talking with Jerry earlier today, and there are no moral victories, and I get that. But are you encouraged by the way this team is playing? Because it seems like this team is playing much better basketball now than at the very beginning of the season.
Well, I don't know if we are or not. I see some things, but I'm not sure. We didn't play well against Notre Dame. We just came back at the end. So that was the next most recent game. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be consistent with this many young players. Hope we can get there, but I don't see it. It's been a struggle to get to some consistency, and I think every team gets a little better. I mean, you should get a little better as the season goes along, but I don't know. We're just not playing at a high enough level. I think more defensively than offensively. We're not getting enough stops, and that's what concerns me moving forward. Miami got in foul trouble in the first half. Long had just a terrible night, which he doesn't usually have. So we took advantage of that, but at the end of the day, we just couldn't get a stop. They got too many offensive. We got 7 or 8 really good defensive stops, and they got the offensive rebound 7 or 8 times and scored. And that's just not going to win games for you. You're not giving up 48 points on the road and winning too many games in the second half. So we've got to get better. We're trying. This group, they're doing everything they can. They're working. They're trying to get better. We'll see what happens.
Since being held to a season-low 4 points against Virginia, Jesse's averaging 17, 12 rebounds, and he has 11 assists. How has his game taken that next step, or is it the teams that you've played that are allowing him to do that?
Well, if they double him, he's making the pass to get the assist, and that's great. And we've seen that. He's been doubled down there. When he scores, they're going to double him. But he's been good all year. His rebounding has been good all year. His defense slipped a little bit in a couple of the last games, but he's been really, really good all year. I think Benny's improving. I think his shot has really got there where he's starting to make shots. But we, as a team, and for us to win down the stretch, we're going to have to play better defense. I think we can score, but we're going to have to play better defense to win.
All right, and lastly, we should touch on Georgia Tech. Saturday, noon tip down in Atlanta. What stands out to you about the Yellow Jackets?
Well, they just beat Miami at home. Yeah. So I guess they're pretty good.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. We'll do it again next week.
Yep.
All right, Jim Boeheim, brought to you every week by Oswego County Mutual. And again, you can, we did not get to the international recruiting question, but you can ask him tonight, 7 to 8:30 on TK99 over at Carrabba's, and then from 8:30 to 9 exclusively on QSportsTalk.com with the Q&A. And with that, we'll take a time out. Back after this on ESPN Radio.